Welcome, noble adventurer. In this tale of valor and wit, you become Glaivin, a half-orc ranger of chaotic good alignment. Born into nobility, your life has been a blend of rugged survival and refined courtly intrigue. Your strength is notable, but your dexterity is truly extraordinary, making you an agile and formidable opponent. Cloaked in sturdy chainmail armor, you carry a keen longsword and a shortbow with a quiver of 20 arrows, perfect for distant threats. Your noble background is complemented by your skills in animal handling and survival, making you as comfortable in the wilderness as you're in the royal court. With your charm and constitution, you're more than ready to face the challenges that lie ahead. Prepare yourself, for the adventure awaits. Let us begin. The sun sets over the town of Eldron, painting the sky with hues of amber and crimson. The once bustling town square is silent, the market stalls abandoned, and the cobblestone streets void of laughter and life. A fearsome dragon, Tiamat, has terrorized the land, spreading fear among the people and causing them to flee their homes. The king, a weary man with graying hair and a drooping crown, stands before the timid crowd gathered in the town square. His voice echoes through the eerie quiet. Who among you will rise to the challenge? Who will hunt down this beast and bring peace back to our land? Stepping forward, you feel the weight of your chainmail and the pressure of the eyes upon you. With a deep breath, you draw your longsword and raise it high. I, Glaivin, will face this dragon and bring peace to our kingdom, you declare, your voice firm and resolute, carrying across the square. The people look at you, eyes filled with hope and fear. The king nods, his weathered face breaking into a small smile. May your journey be safe and your aim true, Glaivin. You must travel through the forest, up the mountain, and enter a cave to find Tiamat's lair. Look for signs of the dragon, they will guide your path, the king instructs. With a nod of acknowledgement, you steel yourself for the arduous journey ahead. You must prepare to track the beast, to find its lair, and to face it in its own territory. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Ask the king for aid in the quest. You have our gratitude, Glaivin, the king says, his voice echoing through the silent square. You do not ask for an easy task, but we will aid you as best we can. He beckons to a guard, instructing him to fetch something from the castle. After some moments, the guard returns, carrying a small wooden box. The king opens it to reveal 3 items, a potion of healing, a map of the region, and a finely crafted arrow with a shining silver tip. This is Dragon's Bane, the king says, holding up the arrow. It is said to pierce the toughest dragon scales. Use it wisely. The potion will heal your wounds, and the map. Well, we cannot guide you directly to Tiamat's lair, but this will help you navigate the land. With a nod, you accept the items, tucking them carefully into your pack. Armed with these new resources, your confidence in the journey ahead grows. May your path be clear, Glaivin, the king says, clasping your shoulder. We are all depending on you. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. Ask the captain of the guards where most of the dragon attacks have been happening. Upon your inquiry, the captain of the guards, a hardened woman with a stern face and a strong voice, steps forward. The beast, Tiamat, has been wreaking havoc all over the kingdom, she says, her voice echoing through the square. But the attacks have been concentrated towards the west of Eldrin, more specifically, the bordering forest and the Far Peak Mountain. She unfolds a worn, weathered map marked with red circles signifying the dragon's attacks. We found burnt trees, charred animal bones, even ashes of unfortunate travelers, all signs of the dragon's fiery breath, she explains, pointing to the marked areas. The frequency of these signs increases as you approach the mountain base. We believe that's the path you should tread. Armed with this information, you nod in gratitude. The path is becoming clearer, and the first leg of your journey, the forest, awaits you. It's time to venture into the wilderness, track the dragon, and find the road to Far Peak Mountain. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Find some food. With the captain's words echoing in your mind, you turn your attention to the preparations for your journey. Knowing that sustenance will be crucial in the wilderness and the mountain ascent, you head towards the market stalls. Most of the vendors have fled, but a few remain, stubbornly clinging to their livelihoods despite the looming threat of the dragon. You approach the stall of a gruff, old woman selling fruits, bread, and cured meats. I need provisions for a long journey, you say, placing a handful of gold coins on her counter. Her eyes flicker with a spark of respect as she recognizes you from the town square. She quickly gathers a selection of hearty bread, dried fruits, and some salted meat, bundling it into a cloth. May these keep you strong on your journey, Glaivin, she says, her voice softer than before. With the food secured in your pack, you're ready to embark on the first leg of your journey. The forest awaits, where you hope to find the first traces of the dragon Tiamat. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Summon your trusty sidekick and sally forth. A part of your background as a noble and ranger is your trusty sidekick, a well-trained wolf named Kiva. This loyal companion has been with you through many adventures, his keen senses often proving to be invaluable. You give a distinctive whistle, and within moments, Kiva appears from a nearby alley, his silver-grey fur glistening under the setting sun. His tail wags as he recognizes you, and he nuzzles against your leg, his amber eyes gleaming with anticipation. With Kiva at your side, you're ready to begin your journey. You look towards the west, where the forest looms with its towering trees and shadows. With one last glance at the anxious faces of the townsfolk, you step forward, leaving Eldrin behind. The forest is dense and the path obscured, but you trust in your survival skills and Kiva's instincts. Treading carefully, you delve deeper into the green canopy, on the lookout for any signs of the dragon's presence. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Rename my pet, Bonus Hole. Feed Bonus Hole some of the food I brought. With a small chuckle, you pat your faithful wolf on his head. Not Kiba anymore, eh? From now on, you're Bonus Hole, you tell him, using the new name. Bonus Hole seems to accept his new name with a wag of his tail. You reach into your bag and pull out a piece of assorted meat you got from the market. Holding it out to Bonus Hole, he quickly sniffs it before grabbing it gently from your hand and chewing it with a satisfied growl. The bond between you and Bonus Hole grows stronger as you share this moment. You know you can rely on each other as you venture deeper into the forest, with the thought of Tiamat never far from your mind. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Investigate the evidence of the dragon with Bonus Hole, S assistance. With Bonus Hole by your side, you venture deeper into the forest. The rustle of leaves and the distant sounds of wildlife are the only disturbances in the otherwise quiet woods. You keep your senses alert, looking for signs of Tiamat's presence. You come across a clearing where the trees are scorched, their leaves and bark charred. In the center, the remains of a large animal, possibly an elk, lay burnt to a crisp. This, you surmise, is the result of a dragon's fiery breath. Bonus Hole sniffs around the area, his ears perked and his nose to the ground. He picks up a scent and leads you to a trail of large, deep footprints leading away from the clearing, deeper into the forest. The prints are massive, unlike any creature you know of, and you can only guess they belong to Tiamat. With this discovery, the path to track Tiamat becomes clearer. You and Bonus Hole follow the tracks, stepping carefully not to alert any possible dangers lurking in the forest. Roll a d20. You rolled 17. With a roll of 17, your tracking skills proved to be excellent. You and Bonus Hole managed to follow the trail without disturbing the wildlife or attracting unwanted attention. The footprints lead you deeper into the forest, towards a stream that flows from the direction of Far Peak Mountain. The land here is more scorched, and the footprints are fresher. You can feel you're on the right trail. Bonus Hole appears more alert, indicating that the scent of the dragon is stronger here. By the stream, you spot a massive scale, almost as large as your hand, shimmering with a fiery iridescence. It must be from Tiamat. Gripping the scale, a sense of determination fills you. This is the first tangible proof of your prey, and you're on the right path. With the evidence gathered and your path clear, your next course of action is to follow the stream towards the Far Peak Mountain, where the dragon's lair might be. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Based Ape has been chosen. Follow the stream, keeping a close eye out. With Bonus Hole at your side, you continue your journey, following the stream which flows from the heart of the forest towards Far Peak Mountain. The water is clear and rapid, its melodic gurgling a calming counter to the gravity of your mission. The forest around you is alive with the sounds of nature, from the rustling of leaves to the distant call of a bird. It's beautiful and wild, a stark contrast to the terror that is said to inhabit it. Your sharp ranger senses are on high alert, your eyes scanning the surroundings for any signs of danger or clues to the dragon's presence. Bonus Hole's ears are perked, his keen animal instincts serving as an extra set of senses. The further upstream you move, the more the land around you changes. The trees are taller, wider, the air cooler. The stream's water begins to carry a slight frosty touch, a clue that you are nearing the mountain. Suddenly, Bonus Hole's fur bristles, and he emits a low growl, his gaze fixed on a dense thicket ahead. It appears you and your companion are not alone in these woods. Roll a d20. You rolled 4. With a roll of 4, your reaction is slower than you'd like. As Bonus Hole growls, a pack of 3 dire wolves leap from the thicket, their feral eyes glowing ominously in the dim light, teeth bared and snarling. Caught off guard, you scramble to draw your longsword while Bonus Hole, true to his training, positions himself between you and the pack, ready to defend you. Your training as a ranger and noble has prepared you for many battles, but the surprise of the attack has left you momentarily unsettled. These dire wolves are territorial and see you as a threat. Your options are to fight, try to intimidate them, or attempt to retreat without engaging. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Bravely run away. Recognizing the number disadvantage and wishing to conserve your strength for the more considerable threat of Tiamat, you decide that a tactical withdrawal is the best course of action. Come, Bonus Hole, you call, sheathing your longsword as you pivot on your heels and start back down the path you came from. Your loyal companion quickly follows, his swift movements easily matching your pace. The wolves give chase for a brief moment but soon lose interest as you leave their territory. The growls fade into the distance, and you slow your pace once you're confident you're safe. Taking a moment to catch your breath, you can't help but feel a small pang of relief. You glance at Bonus Hole, who's panting slightly but otherwise unharmed. You've evaded a potential conflict, but the encounter has reminded you of the many dangers that lurk within the forest. Regaining your bearings, you decide to circumnavigate the wolves' territory, keeping a safe distance while you continue your journey towards Far Peak Mountain, and ultimately, the fearsome dragon, Tiamat. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Plague Broker has been chosen. Attempt to converse with the Fae of the forest, to see if they could aid me in this quest. With your noble lineage and experience as a ranger, you have learned a thing or two about the Fae, the magical creatures that dwell in the natural world. Often elusive and capricious, they can prove to be valuable allies when persuaded correctly. You find a small, lush grove that sparkles with a strange, ethereal glow, a telltale sign of a Fae presence. Holding your breath, you step into the glade and make your intentions known. Kind Fae of this forest, you begin, your voice filled with respect and charm. I seek your guidance and assistance. I am on a quest to vanquish the dragon Tiamat who threatens these lands. Any aid you can provide will be greatly appreciated. The wind rustles through the leaves, and for a moment, the entire grove seems to hold its breath, awaiting a response from the unseen inhabitants. The Fae are known to be unpredictable. It's hard to know how they will react. Roll a d20. You rolled 11. With a roll of 11, your words resonate within the grove. The light intensifies, and there's a shimmer in the air before you as a small Fae creature materializes. It's a pixie, her delicate wings reflecting the kaleidoscopic hues of the grove. You are brave, mortal, she says, her voice like the tinkle of distant bells. We feel the dragon's wrath upon our home. But why should we aid you, a creature of flesh and bone? Your charisma and nobility come into play, and you respond, because if left unchecked, Tiamat will destroy everything, including this beautiful forest you call home. In helping me, you help yourself. The pixie hovers, considering your words. After a moment, she nods ever so slightly. We do not possess the power to defeat such a beast, she admits, but we can guide you through the forest, help you avoid its dangers. With the pixie's assistance, you find your journey through the forest less daunting. She leads you along hidden paths, away from lurking predators and treacherous terrain, bringing you closer to the foot of Farpeak Mountain, the next step in your quest to face Tiamat. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Base Ape has been chosen. Thank the Fae by slapping them on the butt, and head down the secret passages. Your gratitude towards the pixie is genuine, but your expression of it takes the Fae by surprise. As you reach out, your hand passes through her as if through a shimmering curtain of water. The pixie giggles, her laughter echoing like wind chimes. Mortal manners are curious indeed, she says, still chuckling as she vanishes into a cluster of flowers. With a grin and a shake of your head, you turn to the path she showed you. Bonus Hole seems amused too, his tail wagging as he trots beside you. The secret passages are narrow, winding trails that weave between the trees and under thick foliage. Despite the dense undergrowth, the paths are surprisingly easy to navigate, and you make good progress. The Fae's knowledge of the forest is indeed invaluable, and you find yourself closer to Farpeak Mountain than you initially estimated. As you exit the forest, the steep slope of the mountain presents itself. The path up is rocky, precarious, and you can see the snow-capped peak looming in the distance. You take a moment to prepare yourself, tightening your grip on your longsword and checking your equipment. The next phase of your journey is about to begin. The mountain's dangers are unknown, but you're determined to press on, guided by your mission to find Tiamat and bring peace back to Eldrin. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser nerd has been chosen. Have bonus hole sniff out the location of the lair. Comprehending your command, bonus hole sniffs at the base of the mountain, his tail wagging as he enthusiastically carries out your order. His keen, animal senses are far superior to any humans, making him a valuable asset in your quest. After a few moments, bonus hole gives a soft bark, his nose pointing towards a barely visible path that zigzags up the mountain. The scent trail must be strongest there. Armed with this new information, you prepare yourself for the arduous climb. The path is steep and rocky, and you know it will test your strength and endurance. But you can't shake off a sense of anticipation. The dragon's lair is within reach, and with it, your chance at defeating Tiamat. With newfound determination, you begin your ascent, bonus hole at your heels. The mountain awaits, its icy peak a stark contrast against the deep blue sky. The path to Tiamat's lair is now clear, and you press on, eager to face your destiny. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Plague Broker has been chosen. Take in the view before heading further. With bonus hole at your side, you pause your ascent to take in the breathtaking scenery around you. The forest you traverse stretches out beneath you, a vast expanse of vibrant green. The town of Eldrin is a distant cluster of buildings, and you can barely make out the hustle and bustle of the market square. From this height, the world seems calm and peaceful, a stark contrast to the terror wrought by Tiamat. It's a poignant reminder of what you're fighting for, the safety of your town, the peace of the kingdom, the beauty of the land untouched by the dragon's wrath. After a while, you turn your gaze up the mountain. The peak is still cloaked in the clouds, its summit a mystery. But that's where you're headed. That's where you'll find Tiamat. With a deep breath, you resume your journey. The path may be perilous, the objective daunting, but you're ready to face it. You're ready to confront Tiamat. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Try to think of a plan how to defeat Tiamat. As you continue your ascent, your mind races with strategies to confront Tiamat. As a ranger, you know that knowledge is the key to victory, especially when fighting a dragon. Tiamat, from what you understand, is a powerful dragon, and her fiery breath is her most devastating weapon. Your dragon's bane arrow will be crucial, and you'll need to aim it true to pierce her tough scales. However, getting up close to use your longsword would be highly risky. You also consider your environment. Tiamat's lair is likely to be in a cavern of some sort. If you could somehow force her out into open ground, you would have a better chance of dodging her attacks and finding an opening for your arrow. Lastly, you consider the element of surprise. Dragons are intelligent creatures, and Tiamat will likely know you're coming. But if you can somehow catch her off guard, you could gain a valuable advantage. With these strategies in mind, you feel more prepared to face the dragon. But you know that the real test will only come when you stand before Tiamat herself. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Base date has been chosen. Ride bonus hole up the mountain, watching out for snow roaches. Given the rough terrain and the increasing slope, you consider your options. Bonus hole is a sturdy and reliable companion, and while he's carried you across many terrains, mounting him on this rocky path could be a challenging task. But you're confident in his strength and abilities. With a reassuring pat, you indicate your intent to mount. Bonus hole seems to understand, lowering himself to allow you to climb onto his back. It's a bit of a tight fit, but you manage to position yourself comfortably. As you ascend the mountain trail, you're on high alert for snow roaches, vicious, cold-dwelling creatures known to infest the high mountains. They are fast, skittish, and while not particularly dangerous one-on-one, they can become a formidable threat in swarms. Your hand rests on the hilt of your longsword, ready to draw it at the first sign of these pests. With bonus hole beneath you, you make steady progress up the mountain path, the icy winds growing stronger as you climb higher. Far Peak Mountain looms ominously ahead, its snow-capped peak a stark reminder of the formidable opponent that awaits you. Roll a d20. You rolled 15. With a roll of 15, your journey up the mountain is smooth and uneventful. Bonus hole's sturdy steps and keen senses keep you on the safest path, avoiding loose rocks and slippery snow patches. You don't encounter any snow roaches, and the cold mountain air is as clear as it is cold. As you ascend, the forest and the town of Eldrin become tiny specks in the vast expanse of the landscape. The view is breathtaking, but it also serves as a reminder of the isolation of your mission. Finally, after hours of climbing, you arrive at a massive cave entrance, partially hidden by a snowdrift. Warm, sulphurous air billows from within, melting some of the surrounding snow, clear evidence of a dragon's lair. With a sense of dread and anticipation, you dismount bonus hole. The final showdown with Tiamat is at hand. You clutch the dragon's bane arrow tightly, steeling yourself for the battle to come. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Whistle a tune to lure her into the open. Drawing from your knowledge of dragons, you know they are highly intelligent, often intrigued by sounds and music. With that in mind, you decide to try and lure Tiamat out of her lair with a tune. You take a deep breath, the cold mountain air filling your lungs, and begin to whistle. The melody is simple but carries clearly in the quiet of the mountainside. The sound echoes off the rocky landscape, amplifying the melody and filling the silence. A tense moment passes before the ground beneath you vibrates slightly. A low rumble fills the air, growing louder until it culminates in a deafening roar. Then, a burst of warm, sulphurous air billows from the cave as Tiamat makes her appearance. The dragon is enormous, her scales a shimmering array of iridescent colors, and her eyes as bright as molten gold. She spreads her wings, casting a massive shadow over you. The sight is terrifying, but you hold your ground, clutching the dragon's bane arrow tightly. Roll a d20. You rolled 16. With a roll of 16, you manage to maintain your composure despite the terrifying sight of Tiamat. Your hands are steady, your mind focused on the dragon before you. Tiamat locks her fiery gaze on you, her rumbling growl echoing off the mountain. However, instead of attacking, she seems intrigued by your melody, her head tilted slightly as if listening. You've successfully piqued her interest, buying yourself a few precious moments. Now comes the difficult part. You must decide your next move. Do you attempt to communicate with the dragon, hoping to reason with her? Do you take advantage of her distraction to launch your dragon's bane arrow, hoping to land a critical hit? Or do you have another plan? Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. You see why IBDA1 has been chosen. Offer her some food from my pack. Then attack. As a gesture of goodwill, you reach into your pack and retrieve a piece of the salted meat you had bought in Eldrin. You hold it out to Tiamat, careful not to make any sudden movements. The dragon watches you, her gaze still intense but her demeanor curious. As Tiamat leans down to sniff at the offering, you seize the opportunity. With a quick, practiced motion, you draw your bow and notch the dragon's bane arrow. You take aim, focusing on the spot where her scales seem thinner, just beneath her massive wing, and let the arrow fly. Roll a d20. You rolled 16. With a roll of 16, your aim is true. The dragon's bane arrow sails through the air, its trajectory perfect. It pierces through Tiamat's scales, embedding itself deep into her flesh beneath the wing. The dragon roars in pain and fury, her golden eyes now fixed on you with pure rage. Tiamat rears back, her wings spreading wide as she prepares to retaliate. But the arrow has done its job. You can see her movements slowing, the usually fluid grace now replaced by sluggish heaviness. It's a promising first strike, but you know the battle is far from over. You ready your longsword, preparing for Tiamat's retaliation. The true fight begins now. Roll a d20. You rolled 18. With a roll of 18, you're ready when Tiamat lunges at you. You manage to roll out of the way of her snapping jaws, swinging your longsword at her exposed neck. The blade cuts through her scales, causing her to roar in pain and fury. With the dragon momentarily distracted, you take this moment to retreat, putting some distance between you and Tiamat. You need a strategy to evade her fiery breath and land more critical hits. The fight is far from over, but you've already proven you can hurt her. With quick thinking and swift movements, you stand a chance against Tiamat. Roll a d20. You rolled 15. With a roll of 15, your swift, decisive movements continue to give you an edge in the battle. As Tiamat lunges at you again, you manage to sidestep her attack, swinging your longsword in a wide arc. Your blade finds its mark, cutting deep into the dragon's side. Tiamat roars in pain, her massive body recoiling from the blow. You're proving to be a formidable opponent, and the dragon is beginning to show signs of wear. However, Tiamat is far from defeated. With a furious roar, she launches herself into the air, her massive wings kicking up a blinding cloud of snow as she takes flight. From this position, she can easily rain down fire upon you. Your next move will be crucial. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. Run into the cave and hold her clutch of eggs hostage. Recognizing the imminent danger, you make a split-second decision and dart towards the cave. The warmth inside is almost suffocating, the smell of brimstone strong in the air. As your eyes adjust to the dim light, you spot a large, shimmering pile nestled in the corner. Dragon eggs. Tiamat's clutch. You cautiously approach the eggs, their shells glowing with an inner fire. Their value is immense, but the risk is even greater. Holding them hostage could either force Tiamat into compliance or drive her into a frenzy. With your heart pounding in your chest, you draw your longsword and position yourself in front of the eggs, ready to defend them from Tiamat's imminent return. Your gamble is high risk, but if it pays off, you might have just gained the upper hand. Roll a d20. You rolled 8. With a roll of 8, your gambit is not as successful as you had hoped. As Tiamat lands heavily at the entrance of the cave, her eyes immediately dart to the eggs and you, standing guard over them. A low, dangerous growl rumbles from her throat. Her eyes, usually molten gold, are now a bright, blazing red. Her fury is palpable, and she lunges forward, attacking with renewed ferocity. You manage to dodge her first swipe, but her tail catches you off guard, sending you sprawling across the cave floor. Even as you scramble to your feet, you know you've only enraged Tiamat further. Your strategy to hold the eggs hostage has backfired, and you realize that you must change your tactics to survive this fight. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Have Bonus Hole bite her tail, distracting her so you can go for her neck. Calling out to Bonus Hole, you point towards Tiamat's thrashing tail. Understanding your command, Bonus Hole leaps into action, his jaws snapping around the tail. Despite the dragon's thick scales, Bonus Hole's bite manages to get Tiamat's attention. With Tiamat momentarily distracted, you seize the opportunity. Gripping your longsword tight, you charge, aiming for the dragon's exposed neck. It's a risky move, but if successful, it could turn the tide of the battle. Roll a d20. You rolled 15. With a roll of 15, you charge forward, your longsword aimed at Tiamat's exposed neck. Just as you're about to reach her, Tiamat lets out a roar and violently shakes off Bonus Hole, her tail whipping around towards you. Yet, your dexterity saves you. You manage to roll beneath the tail, coming up just beneath Tiamat's throat. With a swift upward thrust, your longsword finds its mark. The blade sinks deep, and Tiamat roars in pain, a gush of fiery blood spewing forth. You scramble back as Tiamat writhes in fury, her claws scraping the cave floor. The fight is far from over, but the powerful blow you've dealt has clearly wounded the dragon. You need to press your advantage. Roll a d20. You rolled 13. With a roll of 13, the battle continues in your favor. Despite Tiamat's rage and strength, you manage to evade her wild attacks, darting in whenever there's an opening to land a blow with your longsword. Your hits are true, each one drawing more of the fiery blood from Tiamat's body. Her movements are slowing, her roars growing weaker. Tiamat, the terror of Eldrin, is showing signs of defeat. Yet, you know better than to celebrate early. Tiamat is a formidable dragon, and even in her weakened state, she could still land a lethal hit. You prepare yourself for the fight's final moments, ready to give it your all. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. Use animal handling to dominate the weakened dragon. Roaring. You stand facing the wounded Tiamat, her scales glistening with sweat and blood. Your muscles tense and your heart races as you consider attempting something few have ever succeeded at, dominating a dragon. You recall a technique you'd once read about, a means of bending the will of wild creatures to your own. You decide to try it. You begin to move slowly, but deliberately, asserting your presence to the dragon while also projecting calm. Glaivin, your knowledge of animal handling is about to be truly tested. You need to roll a d20 for this unique animal handling check. This is not an ordinary beast you are facing, but a primal force of nature, wounded and threatened. Your conduct in this moment needs to be perfect. Roll a d20. You rolled 12. You stand tall, locking eyes with the great beast. Your voice is steady, your hands firm. The wounded dragon watches you, her eyes filled with wild rage and deep-seated fear. As you begin to assert your dominance, Tiamat takes a step back, her head lowering slightly. A low growl reverberates through her frame, but she does not attack. For a moment, you dare to hope. But then, Tiamat's eyes narrow, and with a mighty roar, she reasserts her defiance. It seems even in her weakened state, the proud dragon refuses to be tamed. Your attempt to dominate the dragon has failed, but you've earned some respect, and perhaps, a moment of hesitation from Tiamat. It's time to decide your next course of action. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Dab her through the heart, ending the battle. With a deep breath, you grip your longsword, feeling the familiar weight in your hand. You observe Tiamat, watching for an opening. Her stance wavers slightly, her breath labored, and you see your chance. You dash, the world blurring around you, and with all your might, you aim for Tiamat's heart. To determine if your strike lands, you'll need to roll a d20 for this attack. Roll a d20. You rolled 1. As you make your move, adrenaline surging, your boot catches on a loose stone. You stumble, your attack going wide. Your longsword clangs harmlessly against Tiamat's scales, the impact jarring up your arm. Tiamat, seizing the opportunity, swipes at you with a clawed hand, sending you sprawling back. You taste blood, the pain sharp but not debilitating. It's a minor injury, but you can't afford many more. You need to get back in control of this fight. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Tristan Armstrong has been chosen. Fire more arrows at the wound from the dragon's bane. In the midst of battle, Glaivin, you draw your shortbow, reaching for the quiver at your side. Each arrow is tipped with the dragon's bane, a rare substance known for its potency against these fearsome creatures. You nock an arrow, pulling back the string with practiced ease, and aim for the gaping wound in Tiamat's side. Let's see if your aim is true. Roll a d20 for this attack. You rolled 19. Your focus narrows, the world around you fading as you take aim. With a deep breath, you release the string, sending the dragon's bane-tipped arrow flying straight towards Tiamat. The arrow finds its mark, sinking deeply into the dragon's wound. Tiamat howls in pain, writhing on the ground. The dragon's bane takes effect almost immediately, and the massive beast's movements start to slow. You've dealt a significant blow, but Tiamat is not defeated yet. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Base ape has been chosen. Try to mount Tiamat's back, this way you can stab her from the back. You see your opportunity. With Tiamat writhing from the pain of your arrow, you sprint forward, leaping onto the dragon's back. Her scales are rough under your hands, her body heaving with each breath. You attempt to climb towards a spot where her scales are softer, a vulnerable point. But getting there won't be easy, especially on a beast as formidable as Tiamat. Let's see if your dexterity and strength can get you there. Roll a d20 for this strength and dexterity check. You rolled 14. Using all your strength and agility, you manage to maintain your grip on the dragon's rough scales, despite her thrashing. You pull yourself higher, inching towards the vulnerable spot between her massive shoulder blades. Tiamat roars, twisting and trying to throw you off, but you hold on with grim determination. Finally, you reach your destination, clinging to Tiamat's back. Now, the opportunity is yours. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Stab with all your might. Gathering all your strength, you raise your longsword high above your head, its blade gleaming in the twilight. With a mighty cry, you plunge your weapon down, aiming for the soft spot in Tiamat's scales. This is a critical strike, one that could end the battle if it lands. Roll a d20 for this attack. You rolled 12. Your longsword descends, finding its mark between Tiamat's massive shoulder blades. The dragon roars, a sound of pain and fury that echoes off the surrounding mountains. Your sword cuts deep but not deep enough. You pull out your sword, ready for another attack. Tiamat rides beneath you, trying to throw you off her back. The dragon is severely wounded now, but she's still not down. It's a battle of endurance now. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Cling so she loses much blood and drains herself to extreme weakness. Holding on tightly to your longsword, you dig your heels into Tiamat's side, trying to keep your position on her back. Tiamat thrashes and roars beneath you, trying to throw you off, but you cling on with all your might. The dragon's movements grow weaker, her roars lessening in intensity as blood seeps from her wounds. Slowly, Tiamat's thrashing subsides. Her breathing grows labored, and she collapses onto the ground, exhausted and severely wounded. You slide off her back, landing gracefully on your feet. Tiamat is now at her weakest, barely moving. This could be your chance to end the fight. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Twerk in front of the dragon to mock her, then land the final blow. With a smirk on your face, you stand tall in front of the weakened Tiamat. You begin to dance, a mocking display meant to enrage the dragon. Tiamat glares at you, but she's too weak to respond. Your dance ends, and you draw your longsword once more, ready to land the final blow. With a swift move, you aim your sword at Tiamat's heart. Let's see if your attack lands. Roll a d20 for this final attack. You rolled 13. Your blade soars through the air, reflecting the firelight from the flaming remnants of the village. With a final, echoing roar, your blade pierces Tiamat's heart. The dragon's eyes widen in surprise before they slowly dim, her towering body going still. As Tiamat draws her last breath, the land around you grows quiet. The villagers peek out from their hiding places, their faces awash with relief and awe. You have done it. You have slain the dragon and saved the town of Eldrin. With the dragon defeated, the villagers begin to cheer, their voices ringing out in joy and gratitude. You've accomplished your mission, Glaivin. You ensured the safety of the village, and brought peace back to the land. Your story will be told and retold, a tale of bravery, resilience, and victory. As the cheers of victory die down, a figure steps out from the shadow of the forest bordering the devastated village. A tall, angular woman with a stern expression and an aura of power. Her robe, adorned with dragon motifs, shimmers in the moonlight. The crowd falls silent as she walks straight towards the fallen Tiamat. This was not to be. You've killed my ward, my precious Tiamat. The woman's voice is a haunting whisper, laced with sorrow and building fury. I am the Dragon Keeper, and you've invoked my wrath. With a wave of her hand, she casts a spell on the clutch of dragon eggs nestled near Tiamat's body. They begin to shudder, then crack, and finally, the baby dragons start to push their way out, one after another. Their scales glisten in various hues under the twilight, and their eyes, filled with unknowing innocence, fixate on the Dragon Keeper. The Dragon Keeper turns her gaze back on you, her eyes full of promised revenge. The cycle continues, Glaivin. You have slain one dragon, but now, you've given rise to many more. These are Tiamat's children, and they will know of their mother's fate. The moment of celebration has turned into a moment of dread. The real challenge might only be beginning for you, Glaivin. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Chop off the woman's head. Fueled by anger and the urgency of the situation, you draw your longsword once more. With a swift, decisive movement, you charge towards the Dragon Keeper, aiming to end this threat before it can escalate further. Your attack is swift and unexpected. Roll a d20 to see if your strike lands. You rolled 1. As you charge toward the Dragon Keeper with your longsword in hand, she turns to face you, a smirk playing on her lips. At the last moment, she utters a word in a language you don't understand, and a force field springs up around her. You collide with it hard, your sword clanging uselessly against the invisible barrier. The force of the impact sends you reeling backward, landing in a heap on the ground. "I'm not so easily defeated, Glaivin," the Dragon Keeper taunts, her voice carrying a chilling promise. She raises her hand, the baby dragons around her starting to growl. You've failed in your attack, and it seems like another battle is brewing. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Have bonus hole attack her, as such barriers are often weak to walls. You whistle sharply, summoning bonus hole, your loyal wolf companion. His eyes meet yours, a silent understanding passing between you. With a low growl, bonus hole charges towards the Dragon Keeper. As bonus hole leaps towards the barrier, it flickers slightly. It's not enough to let him through, but it's a noteworthy reaction. The Dragon Keeper seems taken aback, her confidence wavering for the first time. Your wolf's attack has revealed a possible weakness in her defenses, but you'll need a solid plan to exploit it. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Maureen Peters has been chosen. Throw your sword at her, right through the neck. Using all your strength, you hurl your longsword towards the Dragon Keeper. The blade spins through the air, its trajectory aimed at her throat. However, whether the thrown sword will penetrate the barrier and find its mark is uncertain. Roll a d20 for this ranged attack. You rolled 4. Your longsword spins through the air, glinting under the moonlight. It slams into the magical barrier with a resounding clang, stopping dead in its tracks. The Dragon Keeper smirks at your unsuccessful attempt, her eyes glinting with mockery. The art of magic is not to be underestimated, Glaivin, she taunts, her voice echoing in the now silent square. The baby dragons, now fully hatched, are starting to circle around their new protector. Your attack failed, but the situation is far from hopeless. You need to come up with a new strategy. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Plague Broker has been chosen. Collect the baby dragons, and run to escape. Aiming to raise the babies as your own, small army of loyal dragons. Your gaze falls on the newly hatched baby dragons, their innocent eyes wide and curious. A plan starts to form in your mind. You start moving slowly, carefully, so as not to alarm the baby dragons or draw the dragon keeper's attention. To successfully collect the baby dragons without alerting the dragon keeper, you'll need to pass a stealth check. Roll a d20 for this stealth check. You rolled 12. Moving with all the stealth you can muster, you approach the baby dragons. They watch you curiously, but don't seem alarmed. However, as you reach out to pick one up, the dragon keeper notices your movement. "What do you think you're doing?" she snarls, her eyes flashing with anger. The scene is now tense, the hatched dragons showing signs of agitation. You've managed to collect a couple of the baby dragons, but the situation is escalating quickly, and the dragon keeper is now fully aware of your intentions. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Base Ape has been chosen. Grab the rest of the dragons and flee as bonus hole keeps the dragon keeper in place. With a sharp whistle, you signal bonus hole. Your loyal wolf companion lunges at the dragon keeper, growling menacingly and effectively drawing her attention away from you. In the distraction, you scoop up the remaining baby dragons, their tiny bodies riding in your arms. Rolling a d20 will determine how successful your escape attempt is. Roll a d20. You rolled 3. As you turn to flee, clutching the wriggling baby dragons in your arms, the dragon keeper cries out in fury. A surge of magical energy pulses from her, rippling through the air and hitting you like a physical blow. You stumble, your grip on the baby dragons loosening. Some of them slip from your hold, scattering and screeching in fear. The dragon keeper is quick to recover them, her eyes burning with wrath as she turns them back to you. Your escape attempt has failed, and the situation is now more dire than ever. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Based ape has been chosen. Shoot her through the head with an arrow. With no other choice, you reach for your shortbow, drawing an arrow from your quiver. You aim for the Dragon Keeper, focusing all your energy on the shot. This is a critical strike, one that could turn the tide of the situation. Roll a d20 for this attack. You rolled 8. With steely focus, you draw back the bowstring, aiming for the Dragon Keeper. You release the string and the arrow flies through the air, but the Keeper reacts swiftly. With a wave of her hand, the magical barrier deflects your arrow, sending it harmlessly off into the night. Your efforts are futile, Glaivin, she scoffs, her tone full of contempt. She motions to the dragons, and they growl threateningly, their eyes fixed on you. Your attack has failed, and you're in a precarious situation. You need to think quickly. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Lady of the Lindens has been chosen. Use knowledge of dragon songs to whistle and chirp to convince the baby dragons I am their mother and they ought be with me. Remembering the ancient songs and stories about dragons, you begin to whistle and chirp, imitating the sounds a mother dragon might make. The baby dragons, still confused and disoriented, glance at you, tilting their heads in curiosity. This is a persuasion attempt, and success will depend on how convincingly you can mimic the sounds. Roll a d20 for this persuasion check. You rolled 17. With a surprisingly convincing imitation of dragon calls, you begin to sway the hatchlings. They cock their heads, their eyes blinking in confusion as they turn to look at you. Then, one by one, they start to edge closer, drawn by the comforting sounds you're making. The Dragon Keeper watches in disbelief, her magical shield wavering as her concentration falters. "No, they are mine," she screams, her voice falling on deaf ears as the baby dragons continue to move towards you. The tide of the situation seems to be turning in your favor. Tag at 48 Chronicles in the live chat with your next move. Anyone is welcome to play. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Whistle to bonus hole to rip this awful woman's throat out. With a sharp whistle, you signal bonus hole. The wolf's eyes meet yours, a silent understanding passing between you. With a low growl, bonus hole lunges at the Dragon Keeper, aiming for her unprotected throat. This is a critical attack, one that could end this confrontation. Roll a d20 for bonus hole's attack. You rolled 20. With a swift, elegant leap, Bonus Hole lunges at the Dragon Keeper. His jaws snap shut around her throat, his teeth sinking into her flesh. The Dragon Keeper cries out in pain and surprise, her hands reaching up in a futile attempt to pry Bonus Hole away. The magical barrier around her flickers and dies, her concentration broken by the sudden attack. The Dragon Keeper falls to the ground, Bonus Hole standing over her, his eyes glowing in the dim light. The baby dragons, now free from the Dragon Keeper's influence, scamper over to you, nuzzling against your legs. With the Dragon Keeper defeated, the threat is over. You've managed to turn the situation around, showing once again your bravery and quick thinking. Glaivin, you've not only saved the village but also adopted a brood of baby dragons. Your story will be sung in taverns and towns, a tale of a ranger who turned the tide against a dangerous enemy. In the end, the Dragon Keeper's revenge was thwarted, the baby dragons found a new protector, and peace returned to the town of Eldrin. As the sun begins to rise, casting a soft glow over the village, you take a moment to appreciate the quiet serenity. You've won a hard-fought victory, and the day is yours. Loser Nerd has been chosen. Retire from adventuring, become a painting contractor. With the dawn of a new day, you find yourself reflecting on your journey. The battles fought, the allies made, the enemies defeated. But the thrill of adventure has faded, replaced by a yearning for a simpler, quieter life. You decide to hang up your longsword and bow, trading them in for paintbrushes and palettes. A painting contractor feels like the perfect new venture, allowing you to express your creativity and work at a more leisurely pace. Word spreads quickly of your new endeavor. The villagers, grateful for your heroic deeds and intrigued by your unexpected career change, eager to engage your services. You find yourself busier than ever, painting homes, businesses, even portraits of your baby dragons, which the villagers find both fascinating and endearing. As you stand back to admire one of your completed works, paintbrush in hand, a sense of contentment washes over you. Your adventuring days might be behind you, but the future looks bright and fulfilling. You found peace, Glaivin, and a new purpose. And sir, your tale comes to a close. From a noble ranger to a dragon slayer, and now, a beloved local painter. Your journey has been long and winding, but every step was worth it. This is the end of your story, Glaivin. But remember, every end is just a new beginning. With courage and determination, you have conquered the mighty Tiamat and brought safety back to the land of Eldrin. The people rejoice, tears streaming down their faces. They are finally free from the reign of terror. As the townsfolk celebrate, the king, his voice choked with gratitude and relief, thanks you for your bravery and commends your name as the savior of Eldrin. Congratulations, hero. You've completed an incredible quest and shown your strength and mettle. I hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as I did. If you did, consider supporting similar games via Patreon. Any support helps us keep these narratives alive, interactive, and fun. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel with your friends and communities. The more adventurers we have, the richer and more diverse our tales become. And finally, consider joining our Discord server. It's a great place to discuss your experiences, share your ideas, or even just chat with fellow adventurers. On behalf of everyone involved in this adventure, thank you for playing. Safe travels, until our paths cross again in another tale.